My name is Jay's a Dragon, and welcome to my build guide series where I will explain how to build the X-Men as playable characters in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. This video is timestamped so you can skip to where you need, with a link in the description for the written version. My disclaimers are as follows. Official, third party, UA, homebrew, in that order. Mechanics over description, flavor is always optional. Builds work in every tier of play. And lastly, magic items are not requirements for a build to work.
Lucas Bishop is a lawman from the future, where anti-mutant sentiment reaches an all-time high, and mutants like himself got thrown into concentration camps, or worse. He has a distinctive letter M over his right eye, the brand they put on all mutants in camps like the one he was raised in. Eventually, he got a chance at freedom and lived on the streets, where he saw firsthand the good the police were trying to do. Inspired to become police himself, Bishop eventually rose to the rank of commander in the XSE, sporting the armaments and uniform he is known for. While after some dangerous criminals, he was caught into a time vortex that the fugitives were using to flee with, where he would one by one hunt down and apprehend the escapees. He was now in the time of the X-Men, whose exploits were legendary in his future. Bishop joined the team and has been invaluable in preventing his future from ever coming to pass. Bishop has clashed most prominently with Cable, another time-displaced warrior, over disagreement on how best to avert a darker future. At their worst, their fights have come down to within an inch of the other's life. Bishop possesses the power to absorb energy and redirect it. Attacking him with lasers and lightning and such only results in a proportionate return shot. Bishop is also able to convert energy he takes in, turning the raw power he absorbed into all manner of mutant power blasts. He is less resistant to physical harm and has a harder time converting it into energy, but he still can to a degree. Using point buy, I gave Bishop 8, 14, 15, 15, 10, 8, with a +1 in Constitution and a +1 in Intelligence. Variant Human is used as race, gaining the Aberrant Dragon Mark feat, you're burned on M over your right eye. +1 Constitution, now at 17. You gain a Sorcerer cantrip and a first level spell, both based on your Constitution DC. You can cast the leveled spell once per short rest. Learn Acid Splash, a shot from your plasma cannon, also dealing splash damage. And Chaos Bolt, release an unpredictable power discharge. When you cast the leveled spell with this feat, you can choose to expend a hit dice and add your con mod. If the result is even, you gain that amount of temp HP. If odd, a random creature within 30 feet, including yourself, takes that amount in force damage. Proficiency and Arcana come from race, history and survival from the fighter class, and insight and investigation from the City Watch background. Fighter level 1. From Fighter, gain Con Save Proficiency, Armor Proficiencies, the Defense Fighting Style for +1 AC, and Second Wind. Wear medium armor and carry a ranged weapon, your choice of crossbow or gun if permitted. Unless you need the longer range of the weapon, you will usually prefer to use your Sorcerer cantrip gained from your first level feat. Acid Splash is chosen because it is against save, so it is safe to use even if adjacent to an enemy, and may hit 2 enemies per cast, so you are more than comfortable standing in harm's way and still being a main caster. Once per short rest, you can cast Guiding Bolt, gaining a random energy type spell attack with a decent chance to chain to a new target. You can also spend a hit dice for a shot at temp HP or damage to a random creature, but I wouldn't strongly advise this, since it's almost as likely to friendly fire as it is to help, and also uses up a hit dice you could have kept for short rest healing. Chaos Bolt also could friendly fire if you run out of enemies to chain the hits to, although you can control when you cast the spell, and if you have even 2 enemies in range, the odds are very low of friendly fire happening, a 1.5% chance. Wizard level 1. Cantrips learned. Firebolt, a round from your energy pistol. Thunderclap, rebuff enemies in a radial blast. And Blade Ward, increase your durability to physical harm. Spells recorded. Shield, repel attacks with a shield of force. Absorb elements, energy only makes you stronger. Silvery barbs, still the impact of an attack and charge yourself up for a counter. Tasha's Caustic Brew, fire a piercing beam from your plasma cannon, burning a line of enemies. Detect magic, sense nearby energies that you can pull from. Comprehend languages, use a universal translator device. Wizard level 2, choose the War Magic subclass. Arcane Deflection, when you are hit by an attack or fail a saving throw, you can use a reaction to add +2 AC and +4 to all saves against that effect. After using this, you can only cast cantrips until the end of your next turn. Tactical Wit, Gain Int mod to Initiative, giving Bishop a decent reaction time without needing Dex. Spells recorded, Chromatic Orb, fire energy back that you can convert into a variety of different energy types. Thunder Wave, send enemies flying with a wave of force. Wizard level 3, spells recorded, Spray of Cards, release a wave of destructive energy that blasts and blinds nearby enemies. Wither and Bloom, tank more damage by draining the energy of foes near you. Wizard level 4, ASI, take the durable feat, +1 Constitution now at 18. Hit die healing now has a minimum dice result of twice your con mod, or 8, over the normal maximum of a wizard's d6 hit dice. This is also before adding mod as normal, meaning where most wizards are healing as little as 3 and as much as 8 health, you are healing for 12 every time. Cantrip learned, Message, use your comlink. Spells recorded, Shatter, expel energy with a destructive blast. And Warding Wind, your aura whips violently against physical approach and projectiles. Wizard level 5, spells recorded, Counterspell, collect an energy blast and storage charge. And Dispel Magic, cuff a mutant with the power dampening restraint from the XSE, ending effects. Wizard level 6, Power Surge, start a day with int mod number of power surges and gain 1 on short rest. Gain 1 power surge for each spell stopped by counterspell or dispel magic. Power surges add half wizard level and damage to a wizard spell, usable once per turn. Spells recorded, Melf's Minute Meteors, reload explosive shotgun rounds, and Lightning Bolt, blast a line of energy right through your targets. Wizard level 7, spells recorded, Stone Skin, rebuff physical harm, and protection from energy, concentrate a specific energy resistance at a time. Wizard level 8, ASI, +2 Intelligence, now at 18. Spells recorded, Levitate, convert energy into telekinetic power that lifts an enemy helplessly. And Rolithan's Psychic Lance, a brutal telepathic attack that stuns brain activity. Wizard level 9, spells recorded, Cone of Cold, convert a wave of cryokinetic energy. And Wall of Force, block an entire barrage. Wizard level 10, Durable Magic, gain +2 AC and +2 to all saves while concentrating on a spell. Cantrip learned, Mending, patch up your gear. Spells recorded, Storm Sphere, turn up your aura and blast back at attackers. Locate creature, hunt your mark with some tech assistance. Wizard level 11, spells recorded, Autoluke's Brazilian Sphere, withstand even deadly assaults. And Contingency, precast emergency protections to be able to withstand most anything. Wizard level 12, ASI, +2 Intelligence, now at 20. Spells recorded, Disintegrate, concentrate lethal force into your beam. And Fizzband's Platinum Shield, ward against energy attacks, taking no harm from blasts. Wizard level 13, spells recorded, Sunbeam, channel devastating laser beams that fry and blind an entire path. And Crown of Stars, fire repeated bonus action spell attacks. Wizard level 14, Deflecting Shroud, after using Arcane Deflection, deal half wizard level damage to 3 enemies within 60 feet. Spells recorded, Prismatic Spray, unleash a devastating wave of energy across the full spectrum. And Chain Lightning, the more they throw in, the more you throw right back. Wizard level 15, spells recorded, Sunburst, a big energy explosion to end the fight. Autoluke's Freezing Sphere, blast enough cryokinetic energy to freeze a lake. Wizard level 16, ASI, +2 Constitution, now at 20. Spells recorded, Reverse Gravity, channel enough kinetic energy to rip trees from the ground. And Plane Shift, travel through timelines. Wizard level 17, spells recorded, Invulnerability, the absolute peak of your power, absorb everything and have total freedom to return fire. Prismatic Wall, release a monumental amount of energy into a massive sphere that vaporizes anything. Wizard level 18, Spell Mastery, choose a first level spell and a second level spell to be able to cast these at will. Choose Shield, unlike Arcane Ward it lasts for the full round, good protection from multiple attacks. And Wither and Bloom, as preference to not be concentration and still a strong utility without upcasting to be able to consistently tank more damage. Spells recorded, Gate, open a time portal, and Wish, make use of any 8th or lower spell on any list without cast time or material cost, such as Hallow, Temple of the Gods, or Symbol, Redirect energy from a wide area for a dramatic and customizable effect. Spirit Guardians, Darkstar, or Reality Break. Concentrate controlling and damaging effects to greatly damage and limit your enemies. Upcasted Aid, Mask Cure Wounds, Heal. Convert your energy into a lot of health for you and your allies. Fighter Level 2. Gain Action Surge for the ability to be able to cast 2 leveled spells in a single round. Magic Items Wishlist. Cloak of Protection. Gain +1 AC and +1 to all saves. This is your red bandana or cape. Blast Scepter, your energy shotgun, gaining an at-will 4th level Thunder Wave. Periaptive Wound Closure, double hit dice healing. Rod of Absorption, your shotgun that glows when you are powered up by an enemy attack. Reaction to each spells targeting you and be able to use its charge like additional spell slots. Tactics. Bishop is a full caster unlike any other. He actually wants things to try to hit him. If enemies are stunned or can't see him, he can't take their power as his own. He jumps at the chance to use Counterspell and Dispel Magic, fueling his War Wizard subclass feature to return additional damage. Since he is flush with spell slots, Bishop fights like an evoker, preferring to burn through his slots with blasting, ideally attacking physical combatants first to let casters continue to refuel him. Shield and Arcane Ward are great physical deterrents, but are in conflict with Counterspell as they all take his reaction, so the faster he destroys the physical attackers, the more efficient he'll be. His pick for a concentration spell should be selected toward this end. Muffs Minute Meteors for good, consistent damage to the area. You shoot explosive rounds, 46 to an area on a bonus action. Storm Sphere is a good mix of control and damage, slowing melee approach and has a 46 bonus action. Warding Wind is a deterrent to melee approach and ranged weapon attacks, but still lets spell attacks in for you to absorb. For a mostly monoclass wizard, Bishop has very efficient use of his HP. A 20 Constitution and the Durable Feat make sure that his hit dice always restores 15 on the roll, making his wizard's 1d6 hit dice stretch to be higher than a 24 Con Barbarian's d12 plus 7 hit die, with an average roll of 13.5. This is done between fights with Short Rest Healing or during fights with Wither and Bloom, casting at will with Spell Mastery. You can use as many hit dice as you have levels, so at level 20 he would have an effective HP of around 500 hit points before resistances or any ally support per long rest. If he gets his hands on a Periaptive Wound Closure magic item to double hit dice healing, that effective HP now becomes around 800 per long rest. Just as a heads up, Aberrant Dragonmark's expended hit dice to gain temp HP won't be affected by Durable's fixed roll value or Periap's double value for regaining hit points, so sadly you won't be able to guarantee maximize temp HP effect by using them. Rules as intended, it's stated that temp HP are a separate term from HP. But rules as written, I point to the word regain. You don't regain missing temp HP, you create a new distinct set.
Because Bishop needs to be able to withstand even TPK levels of damage, use Contingency for an Udaluk's Resilient Spear set to trigger if he ever gets to low HP. From there, he will have a minute or 10 rounds to recover and get back to the fight. Wither and Bloom does not need to deal damage in order to trigger the healing, and with Spell Mastery he can cast it without using slots. Thanks to the Durable Feat, a 15 heal, 30 if holding the Periapt, is more than enough to get him to full before time in his bubble runs out. With 2 in Fighter, Bishop is able to Action Surge and cast 2 leveled spells in a single turn. To be able to give as good as he gets, Bishop can pull out all the stops and cast a Prismatic Wall in a sphere shape positioned above his enemies. Action Surge and cast Reverse Gravity, causing everyone in the area to fall upwards and pass every layer of Prismatic Wall twice due to its sphere shape. After falling upward, he can immediately cancel concentration on Reverse Gravity to let them fall through every layer twice more. Aside from the myriad status effects, the damage alone is a garish 200 d6 with an extra 10 d6 fall damage for good measure. That's a cool 735 average damage, still 385 if they passed on every saving throw, with enough individual effects to vaporize 3 legendary saves without issue. Bishop only has to mind flyers that wouldn't fall to Reverse Gravity, and those with the evasion feature such as rogues and monks who could mitigate harm from deck saves.
This concludes my guide on how to play Bishop. As just a fun extra, if you were to build a mini of Bishop, this is how he might look. I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any thoughts on what you do to improve it, questions, or if you've played this, feedback on how I went, or anything else, please leave a comment. Definitely subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications as I have many more builds on the way. Feel free to join my Discord for X-Men one-shots. And as always, thank you for watching.